welcome to the Hair Debate Show. We are talking today about this entire self-empowerment movement that is going on in the industry. And so now, to the point where some laws had to be discovered, okay, and created to protect those individuals that are walking in their self-empowerment. So again, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Let's talk about the Crown Act. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. This is our episode of the Hair Debate when we are discussing what is going on in the industry. And so I have with me these beautiful ladies here and our very beautiful, guests that we have on here. So let me introduce these ladies to you. We have licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm Amanda Nicholson. How are you doing today, love?
I'm good.
Okay, so now tell us, because when it comes to prove guidance, okay, you guys got some things going on, so let's discuss it.
So the Prude's Guide right now, what we are doing is that we have our coaching program, and what we do through our coaching program is that we help women learn to effectively communicate their sexual needs through their partners, to their partners, and right now we're actually also working on offering sensual yoga classes to help women get more in touch with their bodies and, bring that spiritual and sexy together.
That is nice. Yeah, we need that sexiness right back together.
Yes.
We need all that,
I'll let you know when it is.
We need all of that. And Dr. Donna Ariobo, yes, love, Miss Cocoa Butter and Hair Grease. Okay, so now we've been talking about a whole movement that you're planning on doing here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. I want to bring Curls Talk to Atlanta. That's conversation, understanding, relationships, love, and sex as it relates back to hair.
Oh, and it all does.
And it does.
We know that. It all does. It all does. Okay, and our beautiful guest, we have Ms. Nadra Hunter. How are you doing today, love?
I'm great. I've enjoyed talking to the two ladies here to my left. I'm excellent. I'm awesome. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about natural hair and the laws that, that are impacting natural hair in the workplace, in schools, and in public spaces. So I'm happy to be here.
Okay, because you've been in corporate America
forever.
No, for real. and you are the epitome when it comes to natural hair.
Yes.
So now how long have you been wearing natural hair in the workplace?
Oh God, since 2009. So almost what is that? 9, 10, 11, whatever, about 11 years.
My math is not strong.
Yeah. So since 2009
was like 2 years ago, but so 2020, so I don't know.
So since I made the decision to go natural with my hair.
Okay, but you know what? Now there's a whole conversation when it comes to natural hair being worn in the workplace.
Right.
Okay, and so we always hear the fact that individuals is like, okay, corporate America don't like, they're not going to accept the fact that I'm wearing natural hair. Okay, so what is your take on that, Ms. Sandra?
So I think that my hair doesn't determine or define what I do, my talent. I mean, my hair is just a way of expressing my heritage, my identity. I feel so much freer with natural hair, and that's not going to take away from what I do in terms of my work or the quality of my work. So I don't think it should have any impact on the environment that we work in. But I think what's a challenge for African American people as a whole is that society, has stigmatized our hair or the things that we've done. So, and we accept all of these European cultural things that's not really our own.
Okay.
So because of that, we feel that we have to look a certain way, and that includes our hair. For me personally, if I'm talented at what I do, which I am, by the way, then it doesn't matter what my hair looks like, right?
Okay.
So that's my take on it.
Okay, now that is true. But okay, so now you said something.
Right.
Okay, so when you say well, people, society. Okay. So now, do you truly believe that it's society as a whole that they feel this way when it comes to our hair, or do you feel that it's us? Like we think that they have a problem. And when it comes to our hair.
Excellent point, Morel. I can tell you a story about maybe 7 years ago when I was, again, in another work environment than I am in now, but an African American lady, attacked me for my natural hair. So,
Wow.
and
Okay.
that was eye-opening for me.
Okay.
So I think to some degree, yes, we can be our own worst enemies, because if we're not embracing the fact that this is who we are, this is part of our heritage, this is a way for us to express our freedom, then yes, we being the African American race, we can limit ourselves.
Okay.
So that was something very challenging for me to deal with when I literally almost jumped across the
Really?
table to
Re-
punch this person out. But yeah, different story. I'm not like that. I'm so not violent. But, I was so outraged that this person was attacking me because she was like me. So that was very
Makes
interesting.
sense.
So, yeah.
So was
It
it
makes sense from a psychological standpoint. What oftentimes happens is if I had done what I thought I was supposed to do, what has been taught to me, what has been told to me, that I need to change these pieces of myself in order to be in this space, and I see someone else who is not adhering to the same thing, then at that point, I want to get them to conform to what I
Exactly.
know to be true.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's one of those moments where it's like minding your business is good for your health.
Okay, so now, but again, you know, when it comes to natural hair, we feel that it's like, okay, are we truly accepting it ourselves? You know what I mean? So, because how long have you been wearing? Okay, you said since 2009.
Since
Okay.
2009, yes.
Okay, so now, was it hard for you to make the decision to step into corporate America with wearing your hair natural?
It was not at that time, but then I had a break in terms of I got laid off, and then I was back in searching for a job. And yes, I'll admit I backslid, if you will.
Okay.
I did go and I got my hair straightened because I thought that that's what I had to do.
You
To
thought.
go, I thought, correct. Right,
Oh, okay.
I thought at that. Right, I thought. And then once I got the job, but my hair was ruined because I hadn't had a relaxer or for forever. And I'll share this story with the audience because Morel, you know the story inherently because you wanted to slap my hand. Really beat me up. So I went back to my natural hair because I was like, I don't want to do this. I went natural in the first place for my own health. I was just becoming more holistically well. I didn't want to use chemicals, so I wanted to just be clean, if you will, in terms of in my body.
Right.
So I came to you, and you were really upset with me because I'd gone to get my hair straightened, and so I had to just deal with that in myself.
Okay.
It was my inner
Right.
working, you know what I mean, to realize that I don't have to do that to be in corporate America. I wanted to just be able to be myself, truly myself, my authentic self.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so I tell you what, we are going to go into defining about the Crown Act
Yes.
and what is going on in our industry and how it's evolving right now. And so definitely stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. We are going to define what the Crown Act is, because we're talking about, the natural hair and work, place and whatnot in corporate America. So how does it fit? And so the Crown Act means to create a respectful, open workspace for workplace
Yes.
for natural hair. Okay, and so evidently individuals, have been discriminated against in order for them to step out and create this act. So now the first state that actually stepped out and did this was California. Okay, so do you think that it was because of like Hollywood or why California?
I wouldn't say it was because of Hollywood, and the reason I say that is because of the whole America's Got Talent thing with Gabrielle Union.
Yes.
And I know she isn't in corporate America, but yeah, I don't think it was because of Hollywood at all.
Okay, okay.
I think so. Both California and New York, actually, New York has its commission on human rights.
Right.
They have laws as well, not at the state level as far as it being put into law like the Crown Act, but I think states like New York, California are more progressive. I just think that
And New
they're more
Jersey.
progressive.
Right.
Maybe
New Jersey
potentially
recently
New
passed it.
Jersey, right? They just passed something, so those are more progressive states. Those are people who will rise up, if you will.
Is it right?
So yeah, that's why I can see that California, New York, and those places will
what
enact
surprised
those
me
laws.
was Cincinnati, Ohio also passed it, and Montgomery
Really?
County, Maryland
Okay.
Wow,
also
didn't know
passed
that.
it.
Okay, because
So-
people are stepping up.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are stepping up and they're stepping out. So I agree that
Mhm.
there's this piece of progressiveness that's also in these spaces. But I also would think that the reason why California and New York would especially be first is because these are also, they're almost anchor states.
Right.
These are the
Okay.
ones
I
that
agree
people
with that.
look
Yes.
to, that they talk about. These are the
Yeah.
ones that lead the way.
Right.
And these are the ones that have a lot of people that have natural hair, and for it to be like, okay, we need this in order for us to be
Exactly.
able to move
Yeah.
forward in a way that feels good and honest for the type of people we say we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
but now it had to have been a major problem for them to say, okay, it's time for us to create a law, based upon.
Countrywide.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so now, do you think that other ethnicities, will then step up to say, okay, we now also too have this problem? Because, we think of just us as black individuals just have natural hair, but it's all over, and so, even though, white individuals straighten their hair or whatnot, but their hair gets frizzy, there are times where they wear their hair messy. So then, do you see them stepping out, and so you don't see that?
No.
Right.
Okay.
Mainly because black hair is always the hair that is discriminated against.
Mhm.
It's always the hair that's seen outside of the norm when it's in its natural state.
Okay.
So I don't think, because when white girls have frizzy hair, nobody blinks an eye.
Or
Like
no one's
nobody
firing
cares.
them.
Right,
Exactly.
No one's
right.
firing them.
No
They
one
can
is
wear-
stopping them
Correct.
from getting a job.
Right,
Correct.
they can wear
Exactly.
a messy bun whenever they want to. The men, they can wear man buns to work.
Mhm.
And like men in our culture, they probably wouldn't see that as professional.
Exactly.
Like,
Right, exactly.
so the thing is, like, I don't feel like, honestly, I don't feel like anybody else has the right to say they're discriminated against because of their hair. Mainly
Really?
Not
because
to the same level.
But,
Not
but,
to
but
the
a
same
law
level.
is
Yeah,
a law.
that's
We're
what
talking
it's
about
like,
anti-blackness.
right.
And if
Yes.
you're talking about anti-blackness, every race has anti-blackness.
Right.
And when you're the one that is being discriminated against, it's a little bit worse for you because you
Right,
get it
right,
literally
right.
everywhere.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
So like, the Crown Act to me is specifically made for black people or with black people in mind because anti-blackness is a part of the conversation.
Right.
It's a part of the rhetoric. So a white person that has my hair texture, first of all, I've never really seen it. Not saying it doesn't
Right,
exist,
right.
but they also have the privilege of their skin color.
Right.
That
There
is
you
going
go.
to save them from having the wrong hair texture.
Right.
even the individuals then that walk around with the dreads, because I have seen
White
I
people
have
with
seen-
dreads
right,
is
right.
dirty
I
hair
have said
and you know it.
No, and exactly. But now, okay, so then would they have a leg to stand on with them being able to say, you know what, I feel like I'm being discriminated against?
I've never heard
If
of a white.
if they have a black manager,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then they start having issues, then would they have a leg to stand on pertaining to the Crown Act?
reparations.
When it comes,
but when have you ever heard of a white person being discriminated
Discriminated
against
against,
because
right.
they had dreads? I mean, people come for them, but they not losing their jobs because they have dreads. They're
Or being
not
turned
losing-
away from
or being
schools.
turned away,
Or getting detention.
right.
in school.
That's not
Exactly,
happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're free to express themselves however they want to, but black
Or
women.
appropriate when
Right.
when they
Or
feel
black,
it's
but black
appropriate.
women and black
Yeah.
men aren't allowed to do that. Like if I showed up to work with pink hair and I work in an all black environment, they may be like, "Oh, Professor Nicholson just doing the day."
Right.
You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
no,
And,
absolutely.
I
And
mean,
people did have stuff to say when I started wearing colored braids.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
sure.
just like, oh, but that's not professional. I'm like, baby, my hair didn't go to school. I did.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how you wear your hair does not dictate whether or not you're professional. It does not dictate whether or not you're able to do your job.
It's
Exactly.
your actions.
Exactly.
All the way professional,
Exactly.
all the way doing the work,
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
Natural
And
hair.
I feel
And
just
it's
like
all
Donna.
good.
I mean, I have a master's in organizational development. My hair didn't go to school. I did.
Okay, but again though, you stepped out in your comfortability in that. Okay, but now in the salon, we have individuals that will run to the salon and say, I have an interview. Oh, I must straighten my hair. And I'm just like, No, you don't necessarily have to straighten your hair. Let's place it in a professional style.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, you've been wearing your hair in a
What
professional
makes the style
style.
professional?
I was just about to ask
Yeah.
that.
Don't answer.
Well,
But
so
I mean,
what makes it
well,
professional?
no, one that is maintained, and so
Is your hair
but
professional?
again,
think
yes,
she
it
means
is.
kept.
And in corporate America?
I think she meant
I have-
kept hair.
No, exactly.
Together.
Because here's the thing. Because even if it was a white individual, and if their hair was nasty, where you can, I mean, literally, where you almost scared for them to even sit in your chair. I mean, to me, that's unprofessional.
Like
But to
washed
me,
hair.
that's the same, either being
Right.
white or
Wild.
black. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
And yet the consequences are not the same.
But
if,
now-
a,
but
if
now-
a white person walks into an office and they are unkempt, if their hair is dirty, like those locks that they try to wear, that is dirty, matted hair. So if they go into an office, they're going to be given the benefit of the doubt no matter what, that they know
Right.
what they're doing. And they are
Okay.
still likely to get the job. But the Crown Act is in place because natural hair textures, when they're clean,
And
when they're
styled.
brushed, when
Okay,
they're
okay.
styled, they are still not accepted.
Exactly.
And
Okay.
we're talking about on a really large level here.
But then also too, let me just say that I also, okay, what about the individuals that just wear their hair solely, okay, they wear their hair natural, they don't get the job, but the first thing they want to say is, they don't think about their qualifications, they don't think about how they went in and presented
Okay.
themselves. The first thing that they would turn around and say to another individual, well, no, they didn't hire me because I wore my hair natural.
Okay.
I had
Well,
a
I'm just saying
minister
that
just like
Sandra
I didn't get the
has
job
been
because
in
of my
corporate
hair.
America, look for how many years wearing her natural hair. And so, do you feel like that
You
you've
can't
ever
do
been
that.
discriminated against?
You know, you
Yes.
sound like the people that said that just because we had one black president that now we post-racial. That's what you sound like.
No,
just because you
I
have,
do
just
not.
because you have one black woman or
Right.
a few black
No, no,
women
several.
just because you have a few black women who are making it in corporate America with their natural hair does not mean it's not a problem. If it wasn't a problem, we would not be
Not
here
have this
discussing the
problem.
Crown
Right.
Act.
That's
Right.
true.
Okay, so then okay, I tell you what, we will come right back. Let's then
Okay.
now talk about then what other states need to do in order to incorporate this law and make some changes. Okay, don't go anywhere. These things are trying to come for me, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello and welcome back. And so now, ladies, they have made some great pointers regarding, where we stand and the changes that needs to happen. And so, so what needs to happen at this point for other states? Because again, so many people are talking about this. There are so many instances where people are being discriminated. Is in the news.
Right.
A young boy just got
That's
suspended from
true.
school or something like that.
He couldn't graduate.
He couldn't.
Yeah.
Because he was wearing dreads, and so, but then, Hollywood stepped up.
Yeah.
They embraced him, and
Not
so,
all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
The people that made Hair Love, which is actually about natural hair.
Hair.
They stepped up.
Great.
yeah, no,
Great.
absolutely, and great film. Let me say that.
Yeah.
And so there are, avenues that people can take to raise the awareness of this.
Sure.
And so, just as the hair debate, we're discussing it.
Mhm.
But then also too, maybe some conferences, need to be established to where we are discussing this. We need to, go ahead and plan some things for
Cocoa butter and hair grease conference.
go ahead and create some movements, to where, going to some of the state offices and talking about them where, these changes need to take place because, again, people are being affected.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, when you see like a Stacey Abrams, let's take Stacey Abrams for example, right?
Yes.
So, powerful African American
Yes.
woman, right? Not the only person in politics who
Because
has
a
the
lot.
natural hair. Holly Mitchell in California, the congresswoman in Massachusetts, right? So you have women, and I'm just speaking to women right now. I'm not saying that there aren't men out there as well, but you have women who are in powerful offices or who hold
Yes.
powerful positions. So I think that's one small part of a movement, because I think when we see ourselves reflected
Absolutely.
in people who look like us, it's easier, for some of us, it's easier to say, hey, she ran for governor, right?
Right.
And her hair's
Right.
natural. I can do, or I can be, or I can, So I think that helps, but we definitely need, as Donna said, we definitely need a larger scale movement, because Georgia, Alabama, every state needs to have something where, as African Americans, we aren't in fear of retaliation because of the way our hair looks.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And so, again, guys, definitely continue to follow what we are doing on the platform, because there are going to be some conferences set up. We are definitely going to reach out to some different offices just to say, awareness need to be brought up, pertaining to this, especially in Georgia, and so we will be bringing Chef L. She has prepared something very special, for us, because again, whoever knew hair and food, food is very important when it comes to growth from the inside out.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned. We will be bringing Chef L back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. Whoever knew hair and food, we have something that Chef L has. Oh, it looks absolutely beautiful. And so, yes, it does. You ladies are not allergic to guacamole, are you? If you are, you can just pass.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. And so, but because again, we all know that healthiness starts from the inside out.
Yes.
And so, yes, let's call out Chef L.
Chef L.
Chef L, this looks absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so now what do we have here?
So I have something a little bit lighter for today. We have some guacamole with some tortilla chips, and guacamole has avocado, obviously, and avocado delivers must-have moisture for your hair.
And it does. And it does. To the point where now so many products are now developed with the avocado in it.
And the oils and the fatty acids that help with the moisture.
Exactly, and you guys need, for our hair, that texture hair, the 4C that the client was talking about earlier today, in the loose string. I'm not doing that much talking. And so when I tell you, but the avocado is so good. So many products are now created with that in it, and so great for protein. It's a green. It's green veggie, and so but
It's also great for your heart.
But when I
Heart
tell
health
you,
and your
no, for real. And so tomatoes, all of the goodness that you need. And so tell us some other things you have in here, because see, you got some secret ingredients.
I have some secret ingredients. So in honor of you guys talking about healthy hair today, and natural hair, all of these products in here were raw when they were made and mixed together. So this is completely vegan, if you will.
Oh, is it now?
All organic.
Yes,
Very
all
great
organic.
for my, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I absolutely love it. And so definitely you want to follow Chef L, okay, and because she is creating some things. This is the Hair Debates Chef of the season. And so I thank you so much,
You're very welcome.
so much for what you are creating and how you are educating us when it pertains to hair and food.
ma'am.
Because whoever knew.
Thank you.
Whoever knew. I'm just
To
saying.
you.
Thank you so much.
And again, my name is Morello Kane. This is the Hair Debate. This is the platform, ladies, where we debunk, debate, and discover all things hair. Yes.
I've never had this with pepper. Red pepper. I know what she has in here, but it's really good.
Not good at all. You don't want any.
Right.
Morale
Oh my God, this is delicious.
left it unattended.
And good guacamole.
Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna get we're gonna have Morel's here.
Morale. You want your guacamole?